The champagne glass shattered against the hardwood floor of my parents' dining room, spraying droplets across my sister Keisha's designer heels. "You're investing in what?" My father, Marcus Sr., stood from the table, his face contorted with disgust. "I just told them about my software startup, 3 years of coding in my basement, finally ready to launch. Dad, I've got investors lined up. This AI project management tool could revolutionize." Revolutionize. My mother, Diane, laughed bitterly. "Marcus, baby, you barely finished community college. Your brother-in-law Donnell runs a real business." She gestured toward Keisha's husband, who smirked from across the table. My ex-wife, Simone, who I'd foolishly invited hoping to keep things civil for our son Jaden, shook her head. "This is exactly why we divorced, Marcus. Always chasing fantasies instead of getting a real job." "I had a real job," I shot back. "I worked at Davidson Tech for 6 years while building this." My sister stood, arms crossed. "Marcus, you're embarrassing us. Again. Remember when you wanted to be a musician? A photographer? Now this coding nonsense." She pulled out her phone. "Donnell's commercial real estate firm is hiring. I can get you a position answering phones." "I don't want to answer phones, Keisha. I built something." My father's voice dropped to ice. "Then you built it alone. If you walk out that door chasing this foolishness, don't come back. We're done funding your failures. Done pretending you're going to make something of yourself." The room fell silent. 8 faces stared at me. Parents, sister, ex-wife, brother-in-law, cousins. All judgment. "So that's it." My voice cracked. "Choose your path or lose your family." "Choose reality," my mother whispered, "or lose us." I grabbed my jacket and walked out into the February cold, my hands shaking with rage and heartbreak. 6 months later, my studio apartment smelled like coffee and desperation. Titanflow had launched with 43 users, mostly friends who pitied me. My savings account showed $847. I hadn't spoken to my family since that dinner. Jaden's 9th birthday passed without me because Simone claimed I was unstable. The rejection email from my 20th investor felt like confirmation of everyone's warnings. Then my phone rang. "Marcus Thompson." The voice was crisp, professional. "I'm calling from Meridian Ventures. We reviewed your pitch deck." My heart stopped. "And we'd like to offer you $2.5 million in seed funding. Your AI integration is exactly what the market needs. Can you meet Tuesday?" I couldn't speak. Couldn't breathe. Yes. God, yes. The meeting happened in a downtown high-rise that made me feel small in my JCPenney suit. But Julia Brennan, the lead partner, barely glanced at my clothes. She cared about code, about vision. "Your user retention rate is remarkable for such an early launch," she said, pulling up graphs. 92% daily active users. "They love the automated task dependencies," I explained, finding my confidence. "No other platform connects team collaboration with individual workflow like this." "We know." She slid the contract across the mahogany table. "That's why we're also introducing you to 3 Fortune 500 companies who need exactly this solution. Sign now, and you'll have pilot programs running by next quarter." My hand trembled signing my name. Everything was changing. Everything. "Mr. Thompson." Julia's assistant appeared at the door. "There's a woman in the lobby claiming to be your sister." Security stopped her, but she's insisting. "Tell security I don't have a sister," I said coldly, turning back to Julia. "Now, about the expansion timeline." Titanflow exploded. By month 3 post-funding, we had 50,000 users. By month 6, 200,000. Fortune 500 companies weren't just piloting, they were subscribing at $50,000 annually per enterprise license. My team grew from just me to 15 employees working from a converted warehouse in the Arts District. The space had exposed brick, standing desks, and a coffee bar that would have made my mother weep with envy. "Marcus, TechCrunch wants an interview," my new assistant, Aisha, called from across the open floor plan. They're running a feature on black entrepreneurs disrupting corporate software. I approved it without looking up from the code I was reviewing. Money was pouring in, but I stayed involved in every technical decision. This was still my baby. That evening, my phone buzzed with a number I deleted but still recognized. Keisha. Don't answer, I told myself, but curiosity won. What? Marcus. Her voice was honey-sweet, nothing like the contempt from 6 months ago. Oh my God, I saw the article about your company. 200,000 users? Baby brother, I'm so proud of you. The words felt like poison. You were proud when you called my work coding nonsense. Silence. Then, I was having a bad day. You know how Donnell's business has been struggling. I took it out on you, and I'm sorry. Can we talk? Really talk? About what, Keisha? About family. About opportunities. Donnell has experience managing large accounts. With your company growing so fast, you'll need experienced salespeople. And Mom was saying. I hung up. The audacity burned in my chest like acid. They started showing up like roaches when the lights come on. First, my mother appeared at the office, walking past Aisha without introducing herself. Marcus, honey, I brought your favorite, sweet potato pie. She placed the Tupperware on my desk like a peace offering, her eyes scanning the warehouse space with barely concealed amazement. How did you get this address? Baby, I'm your mother. I have my ways. She sat uninvited, smoothing her church dress. This place is impressive. All these computers, these young people working. You really did it. You mean I really did the foolish fantasy you disowned me for? Her smile faltered. Marcus, we were scared for you. Parents worry. We didn't understand what you were building. She leaned forward, voice dropping. But I always believed in you. You know that. And your father, he's been feeling terrible about what he said. His blood pressure's been acting up from the guilt. Guilt. I laughed without humor. 6 months, Mom. Not a call. Not a text. You missed Jaden's birthday party, your own grandson, because you chose sides. Simone told us you weren't invited. I wasn't invited because she knew you'd disowned me. I stood, needing distance. Why are you here? Really? She wrung her hands, the performance cracking. Your father's contracting business is slow. I thought maybe, if Titanflow needs office renovations, or maintenance contracts. Get out. Marcus Thompson, I am your mother. You were my mother. Now you're a stranger trying to profit from the son she abandoned. Aisha. My assistant appeared instantly. Please escort this woman out. She's not welcome here. My mother's face crumpled, but she left. I felt nothing. Simone arrived during our Friday team celebration, wearing the red dress she knew I'd loved. Marcus. She breezed in like she belonged, accepting champagne from a confused developer. Look at this place. You've really made something special. Jaden stood beside her, uncomfortable in a button-down shirt. Dad. My heart cracked seeing him. 10 years old now, taller, uncertain. Hey, Jay. I knelt, pulling him into a hug. I missed you, buddy. Mom said you were too busy to see me. I locked eyes with Simone over his head. Your mom was wrong. I've called 17 times. She blocked my number. I thought we could co-parent better now that you're stable, Simone interrupted, her voice loud enough for my team to hear. Jaden should see his father's success. Maybe spend weekends here. He could learn the business. The calculation in her eyes was transparent. Jaden, go check out the game room with Aisha. She'll show you the VR setup. Once he left, I turned to Simone. What do you really want? Can't I be proud of you? No. You can't. You called me unstable to keep my son away. You testified in court that I was an irresponsible dreamer. What?
Do
you want? She sipped champagne, dropping the act. I need a job, Marcus. The salon's failing. Rent's 3 months behind. I thought, with your company doing so well, maybe a position in marketing? I have ideas. You have a marketing degree from where? I don't need a degree. I know branding, social media. You need to leave. Now. Her expression hardened.
Fine.
But think about Jaden. Think about what's best for your son. A mother with stable employment, or... She let the threat hang. Are you seriously trying to leverage my child for a job? I'm trying to survive. Her voice cracked, real emotion finally showing. You made it, Marcus. You won. Some of us are still struggling. And whose fault is that, Simone? 3 weeks later, my father requested a formal meeting. Not at the office, at the Capitol Grill, neutral ground. I arrived in my new Tom Ford suit, my Tesla parked where he could see it. Petty? Yes. Satisfying? Absolutely. He stood when I approached, hand extended like we were business associates. Marcus. Thank you for meeting me. We Saturday. The air between us was thick with unspoken words. He ordered scotch, I ordered water. Finally, he spoke. I owe you an apology. Do you?
I do.
What I said at that dinner was wrong. I was trying to protect you from disappointment, but I see now I was protecting myself from watching you fail. He took a long drink. Turned out you didn't fail.
No.
I didn't. Titanflow is valued at 40 million now, according to Forbes. 40 million, son. His eyes gleamed. That's generational wealth. That's legacy. There it was. What do you want, Dad? He pulled out a folder, sliding it across the table. I've drafted a proposal. My contracting company merges with Titanflow. We expand your office space. I handle all facilities management for your growing company and any clients who need construction services. We split profit 60-40, 60 for you, of course. You keep creative control. I didn't open the folder. You disowned me. You told me to choose between my dream and my family. And I was wrong. Marcus, I'm trying to make this right. This merger would benefit both of us. Your company needs facilities expertise as you scale. I already have facilities expertise.
Irat professionals.
His jaw tightened. Strangers. When you could be working with family. I tried working with family. Family told me I was an embarrassment. I stood, leaving the folder untouched. Enjoy your scotch, Marcus. This dinner is on me. Unlike you, I take care of people who mean nothing to me. I walked out before he could respond. Keisha caught me at Jaden's soccer game, the first one Simone had actually told me about. I was cheering from the sidelines when she appeared, looking exhausted. The designer clothes were gone, replaced with Target basics. Marcus, please. 5 minutes. You have 2. Donnell left me. The words tumbled out fast, desperate. The real estate firm collapsed. He was running a scheme, inflating property values, lying to investors. FBI's investigating. I had no idea, Marcus. I swear I had no idea. For the first time since the disownment, I felt a flicker of sympathy. Keisha. I lost everything. The house, the cars, my savings. He'd been forging my signature on loans. I'm staying in a motel off Highway 40 with my daughter. She's 14, Marcus. She's eating ramen for dinner every night. The sympathy grew. This was my sister, once upon a time my best friend. I'm sorry that happened to you. I need help. Just temporary, a job, any job. I can do data entry, filing, reception. I learn fast. Please, Marcus. For your niece. I wavered. My niece, Destiny, didn't deserve to suffer for her parents' choices. Send me your resume. Her face lit up. Really? Send me your resume. You'll interview with HR like everyone else. If you're qualified and professional, maybe we have something. But Keisha. I stepped closer, voice dropping. If you ever disrespect me or my company again, you're done. Understood? Yes. God. Yes. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you so. 2 minutes are up. I turned back to the game. Jaden scored, and I cheered loud enough to drown out my sister's retreating footsteps. Keisha's interview was scheduled for 10 a.m. on a Tuesday. She arrived at 9:45, wearing a borrowed suit, her hair pulled back professionally. I watched on the security feed as she sat in the waiting area, leg bouncing nervously. My HR director, Patricia, was thorough. Ms. Washington, your resume shows a gap of 8 years. I was raising my daughter and supporting my husband's business. What skills can you bring to Titanflow? I watched Keisha struggle, grasping for answers. She had no relevant experience, no technical knowledge, nothing that qualified her for any position in a tech company. Patricia's face remained neutral, but I knew that expression. This interview was a courtesy only. Afterward, Patricia knocked on my door. She's not qualified for anything we have, Marcus.
I'm sorry.
I know. Do you want me to create a position? The question hung there. I could do it. Invent a role, put Keisha on payroll, play the savior. My mother would weep with gratitude. My father would finally respect me. Family would be restored.
No.
The word felt like power. We hire based on merit. Always. Patricia nodded, unsurprised. 20 minutes later, Keisha stormed into my office without knocking. Are you serious? You're rejecting me. Patricia rejected you. You're not qualified. I'm your sister. You're a woman who called my life's work coding nonsense and stood by while I was disowned. I kept my voice level, cold. Being related to me doesn't entitle you to my success. You want a job? Get qualified. Go to school. Learn actual skills. Then apply again. I can't afford school. I can barely afford food. Then I suggest you make better choices than you did when you chose Donnell and his schemes over your brother who was building something real. She slapped me. The crack echoed through the office. My team froze, staring. Get out, Keisha. Security. The story hit social media that night. Someone had recorded Keisha's slap, and it went viral. Entitled Sister Attacks Successful Brothers Company. The comments were brutal. My phone exploded with messages, reporters, supporters, family members I hadn't heard from in years. My cousin DeAndre called. Yo, Marcus, that video is crazy. Keisha's always been dramatic, but damn. Listen, I'm not calling to ask for nothing. I just wanted to say I'm proud of you, man. What you built is incredible. Thanks, D. But real talk? Your parents are losing it. Your mom's on Facebook writing paragraphs about family loyalty. Your dad's telling everyone you've become arrogant, that success changed you. He paused. They're planning something. My mom mentioned a family intervention this Sunday at your grandmother's house. Grandma's involved. Everyone's involved. They want you to remember where you came from and help your family in their time of need. Direct quotes. I thanked him and hung up. The manipulation was evolving, getting more sophisticated. But so was I. Sunday came. I arrived at my grandmother's house in Forest Park, the same house where I'd learned to ride a bike, where Christmas mornings had been magical. Now it felt like walking into an ambush. 15 family members packed the living room. My grandmother, Mama Ruth, sat in her recliner looking uncomfortable. My parents flanked her like soldiers. Aunts, uncles, cousins, everyone staring at me like I was the problem. Marcus, baby, sit down, Mama Ruth said softly. I'll stand. My mother stood, voice shaking with rehearsed emotion. This family is in crisis. Your father's business is failing. Keisha's homeless. Your cousin Terence needs help with his legal fees. We're all struggling while you sit in your warehouse with millions of dollars, acting like we don't exist. You made me not exist 6 months ago. We made a mistake. Her voice rose. But you're making a bigger one now. Family helps family, Marcus. That's how we were raised. Help goes both ways, Mom. Where were you when I was building Titanflow? When I was eating ramen because I'd invested every penny into development? When I needed someone to believe in me? My father stood, voice booming with old authority. You will not disrespect your mother in this house. Then maybe we should leave this house. I turned to Mama Ruth. Grandma, did you ask for this meeting? She looked down, ashamed. Your mother thought. She thought she could use you to manipulate me. I faced the room. Let me be clear. I will not be bullied into hiring unqualified family members. I will not fund failed businesses or bad decisions. I built Titanflow alone because you all abandoned me. That success is mine. We're your blood. Uncle Jerome shouted. Blood means nothing without loyalty. You taught me that. Simone, who I hadn't noticed in the corner, stood up. What about Jaden? You deny your son stability because you're bitter. The room went silent. Every eye on me. This was the trap. They'd use my son as leverage. Jaden has stability with me. What he doesn't need is a mother who uses him as a bargaining chip. I pulled out my phone, playing a recording. Simone's voice filled the room. If you give me a job, I'll make sure you see Jaden every weekend. If not, well, courts favor mothers who demonstrate instability in fathers. Gasps rippled through the family. Simone's face went pale. You recorded me. Two-party consent isn't required in Missouri for recording threats. I pocketed the phone. I've already filed for full custody. My lawyers are very, very good. The room erupted. Accusations flew. My mother wept. My father threatened. But I felt nothing except cold, clean clarity. I'm leaving now. Anyone who wants a relationship with me can reach out, individually, honestly, without asking for money or jobs. Everyone else, enjoy this intervention without me. I walked out, Mama Ruth calling my name behind me, but I didn't stop. Not this time. The custody battle was swift and decisive. Simone's recorded threats, combined with evidence of her blocking my access to Jaden, painted a clear picture. The judge awarded me primary custody with Simone getting supervised visitation until she could demonstrate stability. Jaden moved into my new house, a 4-bedroom contemporary in Ladue that my parents would have killed for. His room had everything: gaming setup, bookshelf, a window overlooking the backyard where we'd installed a basketball hoop. Dad, he asked the first night, sitting on his new bed. Why doesn't Mom want to see me? She does, buddy. She just needs to figure some things out first. Grandma called. She said you're being cruel to the family. I sat beside him, choosing words carefully. Sometimes people make mistakes that hurt us. And sometimes, the kindest thing we can do is set boundaries so they can't hurt us again. Your grandma doesn't understand that yet. Do you think she ever will? I don't know. But I know this: you're safe here. You're loved here. And nothing will change that. He hugged me, and something tight in my chest finally loosened. Titanflow hit 500,000 users the next month. We expanded to a second building. Forbes ran a cover story: Marcus Thompson, the disowned son who built an empire. The article detailed everything: the family dinner, the disownment, the viral slap video, the custody battle. My phone exploded again, but this time with opportunity. 3 acquisition offers came in, each over $100 million. I turned them all down. This wasn't about money anymore. It was about proving I'd been right all along. Then Julia Brennan called with news that changed everything. Marcus, I need you to sit down for this. Microsoft wants to partner with Titanflow. Not acquire, partner. They want to integrate your AI into their entire project management ecosystem. We're talking a $200 million deal with you remaining CEO and maintaining creative control. I couldn't speak.
Marcus. You there?
I'm here. I'm just processing. Process fast. They want an answer by Friday. The Microsoft partnership announcement made national news. Titanflow's valuation jumped to $300 million overnight. My face was on CNN, Bloomberg, everywhere. And with that visibility came more family members crawling out of the woodwork. Cousins I hadn't seen in 15 years wanted investment capital. Distant aunts needed help with medical bills. Everyone had a sob story, an emergency, a reason why I owed them. But the most shocking appearance came from Donnell, my former brother-in-law, Keisha's con artist ex-husband. He showed up at the office in an FBI-monitored ankle bracelet, desperate and sweating. Marcus, man, I know we had differences. You mean when you participated in disowning me? I was wrong. I was stupid, caught up in my own schemes. But I've got information you need. He looked around nervously. Your father's planning something. I heard him on the phone before everything fell apart. He's talking to lawyers about contesting your company's ownership, claiming he gave you seed money that makes him a partner. My blood went cold. He gave me nothing. I know. But he's going to lie. Say he gave you cash off the books, that there was a verbal agreement. He's desperate. Marcus. His contracting license got suspended for unpaid taxes. He's going to try to take you down. Why are you telling me this? Donnell looked at the floor. Because Keisha's living in a shelter with my daughter. Because I destroyed everything, and watching your family try to destroy you too. Man, it's wrong. I'm wrong. But this is evil. I called my lawyers immediately. By that evening, we had a cease and desist letter ready for my father, along with evidence of his contracting violations and a very clear message. Come after me legally, and I'd expose every corner-cutting, tax-dodging practice he'd built his business on. He backed down within 24 hours. 6 months later, Titanflow employed 200 people across 3 cities. Jaden was thriving in his new school, his therapist reporting major progress in processing the family trauma. I'd started a scholarship fund for young black tech entrepreneurs, $5 million annually to help kids like me who had dreams but no support. The applications poured in. One came from a young woman at community college studying software engineering. Her essay talked about family who didn't believe in her, about building things alone in her bedroom, about hoping someone would see her potential. Her name was Destiny Washington. Keisha's daughter. My niece. I called her directly. Destiny. Uncle Marcus. Her voice was tentative, hopeful. I didn't know if you'd actually read my application. I read every application personally. You're talented. Your code samples are impressive for someone your age. Thank you. I taught myself using YouTube and free courses. Mom's she's trying. But things are hard. I just really want to learn more, to build things like you. You've got the scholarship. Full ride. But there's a condition. Silence. Then, okay. This is your opportunity, not your mother's. Not your grandparents'. Yours. You focus on your education, your skills, your future. Can you do that? Yes. Oh my God, yes. Uncle Marcus, I promise. Then welcome to the Titanflow family, Destiny. The real one. The one that's earned, not given. She wept on the phone, thanking me over and over. After we hung up, I sat in my office overlooking the city, thinking about circles and cycles and the families we choose. My phone buzzed. A text from Mama Ruth, the first since the intervention. Asterisk, you did good with Destiny. That girl's got your heart. Maybe there's hope for this family yet. Maybe. But it would be on my terms, built on merit and honesty, not manipulation and entitlement. I looked at the photo on my desk, Jaden and me at his soccer game, both grinning, both free. This was my empire. Built from nothing, sustained by refusal to accept their limitations. And every single person who'd told me I'd fail, they'd have to watch me succeed. If you believe family should earn respect instead of demanding it, hit that subscribe button. Only manipulators and toxic relatives won't. Comment, I stand with Marcus, if you're tired of people who only show up when you succeed. And smash that like button if you think people like Marcus Sr., Diane, and Simone need to face consequences for using family as leverage. Let me know in the comments. Would you hire your family if they disowned you first? I read every single one.